Hello, good morning, and welcome to this Dawn Busters Taste Challenge. We have two silver or clear or white rums or crystal rums, crystal clear rums. And this is Bacardi Superior, introduced in 1862, famous Bacardi bat, introduced into Cuba, at the time part of Spain. And they stayed in Cuba after Cuba was detached from Spain in 1898, but the Bacardi family left Cuba in the 1960s with the communist government trying to steal all their property, and they moved their headquarters to Hamilton in the Bermuda Islands, a British territory, but their production facilities are in Puerto Rico. I don't think they produce anything in Bermuda, but I could be wrong, But and I know this is bottled in Jacksonville, Florida, so they have a bottling plant in Jacksonville, Florida, which would be interesting to tour, wouldn't it be? It says it's part of the Rums of Puerto Rico Trade Association, and if you get on that website, it's pretty interesting. You just look it up, Rums of Puerto Rico, which is basically how I found out about Don Q. And then there's one from Caribbean Distillers of Auburndale, Florida. They have their link on there too. And I've never had their rums. Okay. Age for a minimum of 1 year. That's right. And white oak barrels, then shaped through a secret blend of charcoals. They don't say filtered, they say shaped. I forgot to put that. When you're a part of the Rums of Puerto Rico Trade Association, all your rums have to be aged at least 1 year. I'm going to put that in the notes. Aged a minimum of 1 year. I mean, some of these rums, you'd be lucky if they age 1 month. The real inexpensive ones, you just put out on the market. Now here's Don Quixote, Don Q rum from Serrallés, Destilería Serrallés. That's a company that was started in 1860s, I believe 1865, and they produce an enormous array of rums, just like Bacardi does. This is their Cristal, their clear. But it didn't come out till 1978. If you look at their website, 1978. There's the Rums of Puerto Rico Trade Association. And they say this one is aged 1.5 to 5 years. It's kind of a wide range, isn't it? But I'm only telling you what I read on the website. And then it's got this embossed label, Serrallés, Puerto Rico. And it's got these ribs, and it's got the indentation to hold it, the handle, I guess you call that, the gripper. Beautiful new label design from the last few years. And the best part about this huge bottle, glass, that's a good part about it too, is I got this bottle for $12.99 on sale at Dorgnac's grocery store in Metairie, Louisiana. Great price, huh? You better believe it. That's much cheaper than anybody else. So I said, I got to buy it, And then I couldn't stand it. I had to go back and get the gold because I said, I know what's going to happen. When I get around to buying the gold, it's going to be like $18.99. A family legacy. They got the whole story on the back. I mean, we don't have time to read all that. And it's certified kosher, in case you need to know that. Metal cap. Got the built-in pores. You got to watch because it'll come out quickly. I never could find the sales figures for rum, like top selling rums in America. Just couldn't find it. It's not a top one, but it's up there. And they've only been selling this company's rums in the United States since 2006. They were sold in the country of Puerto Rico all along. Puerto Rico is a U.S. Commonwealth, meaning it's a self-governing part of the United States system, whatever you call it. You don't want to say empire. That wouldn't be the correct term anyway. Not well, maybe it would be. All right, cap, metal cap. The Puerto Rico's independent in the sense that they could choose to vote to become a state, or they can choose to vote to become an independent republic with their own president, or they could choose to stay what they are, a commonwealth, which they've been for 70 years and what they continue to vote to do. Meaning they elect their own governor, they elect their own state legislature, their own court system, but then they're still under the U.S. system in the sense that they have federal courts there, the U.S. Post Office, they use United States currency, money, and they're part of U.S. defense. And they're considered U.S. citizens, but they can't vote in American national elections. Or they send observers to the House of Representatives and Senate, but they're not members of it, voting members. Okay, so it's like Thomas Lee. Thanks, Ron. You're welcome. Thanks to you for watching. So Puerto Rico's like halfway to an independent country and halfway to a state, and stuck in between, and apparently happy to be stuck in between. Both clear. Now, it's different from the Bahamas, because the Bahamas, their connection is to Great Britain, right? So they became an independent country in 1973, that islands country, the Bahama Islands. There's a number of islands. Well, Puerto Rico is made up of some islands, also not just the main island. But the Bahamas, they were elevated to what they call a realm, a Commonwealth realm, because before that they were a crown colony, and their governor was appointed by Great Britain. And they had a premier, like, the day-to-day manager of the government. But then in 1973, they got elevated in status to a realm, which means they have their own governor general, but the governor general is still answerable to the queen, who's still the head of state, the queen of the Bahamas. Kind of like the president of the United States would be the president, and Puerto Rico has to recognize the president. And but the difference is Bahamas has their own money, Bahamian dollars, but the colonies in England always did have their own money, like colonial money. It's different, but they don't use like British pounds. They use Bahamian dollars, which are pegged to the U.S. dollar, in fact, because they're only 50 miles from Florida. So they just, whatever the U.S. dollar does, their dollar does. So when I went to the Bahamas, you could use American money or Bahamian. They didn't care. It's the same kind of. I got some Bahamian money just for collectibles, but they have their own legislature. See, House of Commons, they call it. We call it House of Representatives, which they elect, and then they have the Senate, which is appointed. Now, the Queen appoints the Governor General under the advice of the Prime Minister, who's the manager of the government. And the Senate is appointed. Our Senate is elected, so, but they can't. But their Supreme Court is still in London. The Queen's Privy Council, there's a unit called I can't remember the name, but it's a court. They have their own judges, but it's in London. So the Supreme Court of the Bahamas is in London, and their head of state is the Queen. And so they are not a republic with their own president either. And neither is Puerto Rico. All right, enough of that. You say this is a rum taste challenge or a history lesson? All right, anyway, you were trying Bacardi for the first time, and then you found this channel. All right, here we go. These are really hard to do because they're all high quality. Don Q, Bacardi. The one I did already, the Captain Morgan White. And I was wrong about Captain Morgan, but I felt ashamed. And if I'm wrong, I'll admit it. Some people are too proud. They won't they'll try to sidestep the issue or something. But if I was wrong, if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. And I said, well, I didn't think Captain Morgan had a distillery in St. Croix. I thought it was all done by Cruzan. Wrong. They built the Captain Morgan distillery like in 2010 or 12. It took a while to build it. They don't get tours of the distillery itself, although you could see the factory plant. But they had the Captain Morgan experience, you know, those kind of things. Like a museum, interactive museum, like Sazerac. But in Sazerac House, at least in New Orleans, you get to go see their little distillery. And so it is made there. Although they moved their aging facility to where they aged the rum, I think to North Carolina or some state. I know it's a state. And they were telling the people down in St. Croix in the Virgin Islands, don't worry, we're not going to close down the distillery. But what the whole point is, these both smell kind of grassy. Sugarcane is a type of grass. Maxwell, good morning, Ron. Good morning to you, Maxwell, in the Russian Federation. I've watched your videos for a few years now, but I was getting ready to type in Bacardi review on a list of recommended. Literally, you were live, and I was like, no way, laughing out loud. Independence Day, 4th of July yesterday, says Maxwell. Well, the official holiday name is Independence Day, but it happens to be on the 4th of July, and everybody calls it the 4th of July. If you ask most Americans, they would think the holiday is actually called the 4th of July, but it's Independence Day. And I was saying yesterday, I bet you most Americans don't even know what Independence Day is for. They don't even know what it's about. They think it's about cooking, you know, fireworks and a parade, if they had those in your town, which they don't here, or, you know, eating baked beans, pork and bean, and salad, 3-bean salad or something, cucumbers. But the first person I asked yesterday, I said, what does the 4th of July stand for? What is it about? He didn't know. He said, I don't know, something to do with a war. I said, oh, what, the Vietnam War? Is it to remember the Vietnam War, the Korean War? I don't know. I said, great, that's great. Proves my point. Like, first person I asked doesn't know. And then they asked this teenage girl. I didn't. This other lady did. She said, something to do with something. She didn't know. All right. Laughing out loud, says Tab. Yeah. But it's true, you know. Don't feel bad about America, because I saw 1962, I think. I don't have Don Q Cristal, and I haven't tried that one, but my other drink I have on hand is the Spey River Speyside Single Malt Scotch Whiskey Bourbon Cast Finish. Good morning, Ron, says BC's Beer Reviews. BC's Beer Reviews. Regardless of it, if it's in a bottle or can, he's going to review the beer. Yeah, I have so many single malts in my back stock now. It'll be years, literally years before I need to buy any more. And that's a true story. And that's good, because I got it out the way. You know, I don't have to be worrying about buying it. Are those any good that I have? I couldn't tell you. I'm hoping, probably. I never tasted one yet that was bad. To my single malts. You say, but you only tasted a few. That's true. All right. So they smell like grass. Sugar cane is a type of grass, just like bamboo. Cane is a type of grass. All right, we can know that. But sugar cane is filled with pulp that is sugary, right? Bing, 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 they make sugar cane. Now, my friend David claimed that most bags of sugar they sell in the grocery store is from beets. I guess he might be right. I really don't know. I've not researched sugar production in the United States. I know that there's bags at the local store here that say cane sugar, very prominently on there, cane sugar from Louisiana. So maybe he's on to something. Hello, Ronald. Ronald to Ronald. So appearance, the same. Aroma, basically the same. Semi-sweet grass. Most people do not drink clear rum straight. They drink it in a mixed drink. So, you know, very few people, or a cocktail of some sort, which is a mixed drink. Most people are not going to do this exercise that I'm doing, but it is a good idea, I guess. If you want to get the true taste of the product. All right, sugar. A grassiness from the stalk, you know. Medium body, dry finish. Nice. I don't make cocktails. I'm not an anti-cocktail person, okay? I drink those ready-to-drink canned cocktails sometimes to do reviews. I don't drink them on the reg, as people say. But I'm not interested in cocktails. I'm not interested in highballs. Okay? I'm not against them. Do you understand? I'm not against country music. I don't listen to it. If people want to listen to it, fine. Go and listen to it. Buy all the albums, the CDs, cassettes, 8 tracks, reel to reel, streaming videos, save them all and watch it. Go to all the concerts. That's fine with me. It makes no difference to me, especially since your interests don't conflict with my interests. So if you like country music, fine. But I'm not against it. I don't have some kind of fixation on saying, oh, how dare you listen to that? Okay, so, but to taste the rums neat at room temperature, I like to do it. You said, what's the purpose of it? Oh, well, you got me there. I don't think there is any real purpose. If you think these, now see, that's got a little bit more of a clean charcoal flavor. Oh, clean, clear charcoal flavor. I think that's the Bacardi because they drip it through this combination of different charcoals, secret wood. You don't know what they are. A secret wood combination. It's a proprietary mix. They're not going to tell you. What are they using? Alder wood, cedar wood. We know they're aging in white oak barrels. So we don't know, and we're not going to know. I think this is Bacardi, and it's a little bit better tasting to me, the Superior. Price, about $14.99 for the Bacardi. Maybe $9.99, $10.99 for the Don Q. $4 difference, let's say. Maybe less than that. Because I've noticed rum prices fluctuate. Store, not just town to town now. Store to store. So it's good to shop around when you're getting something like Bacardi because you could save money just by looking through the newspaper ads or online ads if you want to do that because they will vary pretty wildly, I find. All right, so I think this is the Bacardi. It is. Ha ha. How you feeling? Played. Okay. Maybe Bacardi Superior really is superior. You drank it hot or chilled. All right. What I like cocktails from time to time, says BC. See, there's nothing wrong with that. I know people like cocktails every day. That's the only way they're going to drink liquor. Does it matter to me? No. It's fine. But I'm not one of those people, and I'm not going to be. Been drinking Bacardi neat. Yeah. All right. Well, Don Q. Close it out. It's got a spiciness to it, a grassiness to it, but it doesn't have that clean taste, even though it's aged longer. Now it does have more of a wood flavor. It's aged 1.5 to 5 years in oak. So yeah, you do have that. Still in all, I think the Bacardi is a little bit better. Tell him he's got to do things a little bit better. I'll tell him, Remo. So I say the Bacardi is the winner, and I don't recall it ever losing. I don't think the Bacardi Superior has ever lost a taste challenge that I've done. Crazy, huh? Not crazy, because that's what superior means. The best. Simply the best. Your counterpoint might be, oh, are you crazy? There's way more better white rums than Bacardi Superior. Oh, really? What are they? Name the brands. Oh, I'm game. The oak does sound tempting, but this Bacardi is good. The oak is thoughts on the whole stall. Oh, well, I mean, it's got nothing to do with this. I'm against woke anything, in that socialist sense. I mean, I'm awake right now, right? I'm wide awake. But, yeah, So my thoughts would be the same for that as any other of those fantasy, those socially pathological thing. All right. So anyway, we're not getting off on all these tangents. Actually, so it's a rum taste challenge. It's not a general topic video. So congratulations to Bacardi Superior for winning the contest. I sort of thought that would happen, but I couldn't say for sure. No knock against Don Q. It's a mighty fine product, and for the price point, $12.99 for a 1.7 liter, 7.5 liter, basically 1.8 liters if you round off. But dynamite product, dynamite, 1,750 milliliters. So I would recommend it without any hesitation. Yeah, can't even spell laughing at the random question off topic. Well, you get that here, I don't worry about it. It's fine. All right. Really great experience. So coming up tomorrow, Wednesday, is Bacardi. No, Bacardi was the competitor. It's because it's Don Q versus everybody tournament. It'll be Don Q Cristal versus this was hot. They are 40% alcohol after all. Don Q Cristal versus another Bacardi product, Castillo. Now Castillo is sort of like their budget brand, the Bacardi budget brand. They list it on the Bacardi Limited website. They don't say anything about it. They just list the ones they make: Castillo, Castillo Gold, Castillo 151, Castillo Spice Rum, etc. But some people claim, I don't believe it, I don't agree with it, but some people claim that the Castillo is better than the Superior. No, I don't go along with that. It's cheaper. I got a whole liter for $7.99. But it's mighty good. It's mighty good. I think it's going to be a very close competitor to the Don Q Cristal. So keep your eyes open, stay awake, be woke for Don Q Cristal versus Bacardi. Start over. Versus Castillo. The company has been around since, they got bought by Bacardi, but they have been around since 1914. 108 years. So it ain't like they're a new kid on the block. They're not an NKOTB. Good morning, gentlemen, says equally wrong. I've been lucky enough to dislike hard liquors and enjoy beer only. I hope I stay that way too, but life throws curves. I've been happy to enjoy beer, wine, and liquor, and thankfully I haven't gone overboard with any of them. Very knowledgeable. Thank you. Did you follow the original? I wasn't really into Star Wars in the sense that I was into Star Wars. I didn't buy all the comic books. I didn't collect all the action figures. I wasn't like, oh, I love it. It was nice. It was interesting movies. I think they stole their whole concept from Jack Kirby's Fourth World Tetralogy, which was introduced as a comic book series in 1970. And it was called The New Gods, The Forever People, Mr. Miracle, and it started with Superman's pal, Jimmy Olsen, of all titles. But they said, well, Superman's pal, Jimmy Olsen, is not a really popular book. A few people buy it. If you ruined it, it wouldn't matter because we're probably going to cancel it anyway. But if you don't ruin it, then might be interesting. So he took that kind of obscure sort of niche comic book, just like Superman's girlfriend, Lois Lane. That's another story. And he turned it into this esoteric, metaphysical 4-title series called The Fourth World. And you can see many parallels between that and Star Wars. He clearly could not have stolen from Star Wars because Star Wars debuted in 1977, and Jack Kirby's Fourth World Tetralogy, like I told you, Superman's pal Jimmy Olsen, The New Gods, the Forever people and Mr. Miracle was started in 1970, 7 years previous. But there's many parallels, like the Force, this world energy, universal energy. But in the Jack Kirby's, the fourth world is called the Source, not the Force, the Source. And then there's the wise elder, the leader of this sort of like group of intergalactic knights, a knighthood order, and his name is High Father, which would be Obi-Wan Kenobi character. Then there's the evil guy, Dark Side, with this black helmet, very eerily similar to Darth Vader, Dark Side. And then there was a story where they had exchanged children, and it was called The Pact, P-A-C-T. And the child was raised by Dark Side, but his actual child was on the other planet. And then the children were destined to liberate the fourth world. So yeah, but anyway, hope you had a nice holiday. I did, Ronnie S. Just hearing about all this for the first time, it's crazy how much knowledge there is in all of this. Yeah, so if you want to read something fascinating, get the Fourth World Tetralogy. Now, the original magazines are going to cost a fortune. I mean, literally a fortune. So you're never going to be able to get those. But you probably could find some reprinted bound editions where they've got the whole thing in a book form. And if you read that with an open mind, you're going to say, hey, I think George Lucas read this. Yeah, it is very interesting. I hope, hi, Ron, says Beer Hounds Beer Reviews in California. I hope you had a spectacular 4th of July. Well, if you call going to work for 8 hours a spectacular 4th of July, I guess I did. Thanks, everybody. Y'all take care now.